Hello everyone, it's Kristen Redman, and today we're going to go over the planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this upcoming week of December 11th through the 17th. And oh my goodness, this year is coming to a close already. It's just crazy to even think, you know. And I remember when I did the video for 2017 and letting everybody know how this year was really going to be a year that initiated a lot of new beginnings for us. And it's interesting to see how that has unfolded for a lot of people throughout this year. A lot of endings that have led to new beginnings, but these new beginnings are more fitting for who you are and where your soul is meant to be now. A lot of thinking about that, looking and reflecting to the past year is coming to the forefront, I think, this year, or this week, I'm sorry. It's really going to be a main focus this week, kind of looking back through 2017 and seeing where these changes have really made some impacts in our lives, whether they be sudden or drastic or what have you. But looking back at them this week is going to be massive, as Mercury, the planet of the mind, makes most of the connections for this week. Really, we don't have any planets moving into any other signs this week. We don't have any major planetary shifts or energies happening. So it's a pretty chill week out there in the skies, and the only planet that's really making connections is that planet of the mind, Mercury. And it has to deal with our thought process. And because Mercury has just gone retrograde, a lot of that thought process is looking to the past. Retro, right? So we're looking to the past a lot this week, and it starts out at the beginning of the week as the Sagittarius Sun and Mercury align. Now, these two guys, they line up a lot because Mercury is such a fast-moving planet. It happens several times throughout the year when they align, but this one's a little bit different than it has been throughout the rest of this year because this is when Mercury is retrograde. So as the two align, they take on one another's energy. So you have us looking to the past with Mercury in the mind, and we have the Sagittarian Sun, which likes to shine a light on the truth. It wants to look at the truth. It wants to look at the matters for what they really are. So this week starts out looking back to the past with a truthful spin on it, seeing things for what they really were, seeing things for how they really are now, and how we want to move forward in the process, because that's what Sagittarius likes to do. Sagittarius is the archer. It's the sign with the arrow. That's the symbol for Sagittarius. And what that represents is the desire to move forward. It's about breaking out of the confines and the comfort zones that we put ourselves in areas where we just say, well, I'd rather just not rock the boat and stay here because it's comfortable. And in the process, you're miserable, right? Sagittarius is the sign that says, let's break down these walls, let's break down these barriers, and let's move forward. Let's find something different to go in search of and make this situation better. So that's exactly what we're going to be thinking of this week, how we're breaking down those barriers to go to the next area to explore, the next phase in life to explore, the next job to explore, the next relationship. Whatever it is, this year has been telling you where those changes have to come. And especially at the time of the eclipses in February and August, the universe made it very well known where those changes had to be made for you. And here we go, really making them happen. This has been a year of new beginnings. And next year, as we go into 2018, it's an 11 year. And 11 in numerology is the master manifestor. It's the number that tells us that anything that we think of is what we create in our reality. Next year is where we really take these endings and new beginnings and start to see some concrete reality flesh out. I'll do a bigger reading on the energies for 2018 soon. And I'll do one, and I do this every year, where I'll do videos specific for each sign and say what this year has to bring for you. If you haven't checked them out, look at my playlists here on my page, and you'll see where I have the 2017 readings for each sign. It might be neat to just watch it and see how your soul has evolved, where your sun sign is really supposed to be. I think one of the best things I find as an astrologer is the affirmation that the planets give us. They tell us every reading I do, it never ceases to amaze me how people are just astounded by feeling this energy that I am where I'm supposed to be. The energies of the universe out there have put me where I need to be, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And this week, a lot of that I think is great to look back on this year and to see it through the truthful lens that it was really meant to be seen in. So that might be a great start. Take 20 minutes out of your day and watch what your sun sign horoscope for 2017 was, and I'll put new ones up there for 2018. Usually I get them up there like just before New Year's Eve, you know what I mean, so you have it, but you'll have it before the ball drops, I promise you that. But so this week, what else do we have? We're also looking at where we're making a great connection with the planet of Venus. All the connections that Mercury is making this week are positive. They're good ones. This is a good week for reflecting, a good week for thinking. Know that the thoughts and the communications that you have happening this week are going to be pretty spot on. The spirit realm is there to help. Spirit guides are here to help. And those special angels that come in these times of transition in our life, they're specifically meant to help you in those transitory times. They're ready to help too. We just have to ask. So this week, not only do we have Mercury making a good connection with that Sagittarius Sun, breaking us free of those limitations we're at, helping us to find the truth, helping us to strengthen our spirituality and trust in our spiritual network that's around us, to learn new things. It's a great week to start learning new things if you need to take on additional courses or, brush up on your studies. This is a fantastic week for exams. For students that are out there, the energies are completely behind you to help you remember facts and figures and to really get your nose to the grindstone and get it done and to remember these things and be sharp as a tack. It's a great week for that. But Mercury is also making a connection with Venus. Venus is the planet of love and money. And it's not just about looking to the past with those areas as well. It's about communicating about those areas with others. This is a great week to talk with your partner, to discuss relationship endings or changings that have happened in 2017, whether it's with a friend or if you've decided you want to start seeing a counselor about processing that grief. This is a great week to do that. Or if you want to just talk with your partner yourself, this is a wonderful week behind that for the energies as well, as it connects with Venus. If you want to talk with a financial counselor, that's a great thing as well. Just make sure you don't sign any mortgages or contracts or things along those lines because Mercury is in retrograde and it's notoriously a bad time to sign your name on the dotted line because it will cause delays. Mercury retrograde is a time of delays. So don't do that necessarily, but it's a great time to start looking into how you want to restructure those things if need be. But one of the things that I looked at as I was, thinking about the Venus and Mercury trine that's happening this week, this is a great time to explore the other areas that Venus brings in our life. And what it also brings besides love and money is general harmony and balance to things that are happening in our life. It's about finding beauty in ourselves and in others and in creating a harmonious flow of energy in our lives. So if it's time to declutter your home, this is a week that the sun is going to be pushing you to do that. Mercury is going to be pushing you to do that. But it's not just about clearing away the boxes and the junk that gets pushed up in the corners, right? It's about pushing away that junk that gets cluttered up here, or that junk that gets cluttered in our heart center. Memories, toxic energies, other people's energies, old thoughts, old patterns, those things. This is a week when Mercury has us thinking about those things that have to be removed so the energy can flow inside of us. Just like getting out those boxes out of the middle of your room helps you so you can walk through that room and actually enjoy that space better. It's also the same internally. And this is a week where that happens as well. But another thing too that Venus is about beauty. It's about love and beauty and beautifying ourselves and seeing ourselves in a better light. So this might be a week where, and I've seen this happen and I've actually talked about it with a couple of clients. So it's interesting too that we're already feeling that energy about taking better care of ourselves, looking at ourselves in a better light, going out and buying some new makeup, yo, going and getting your hair did. Do your nails, do something that makes you feel better about yourself, because when you do, it raises your vibration. It makes you happier with yourself. And in turn, you're happier with everybody else around you when you are feeling better about taking better care of yourself. It's about beautifying our thoughts. Because as we get ready to go into 2018, this is a year where we can really make anything happen that we want. The worst of it is done, and we're ready to really start making some solid movements forward. So this is a week where it's really important, and Mercury in retrograde reminds us that our thoughts do create our reality. So make sure that you're putting some good thoughts out there, because that's what you're going to be getting back, is whatever you're thinking, right? So that's what's happening there. And at the very end of the week, okay, we have Mercury making a connection with the planet Uranus. Now, Uranus is much like Sagittarian energy. It doesn't like confines. It doesn't like to be limited, and it likes to be able to be its unique individual self. It wants its real self to shine. So in the process of this week of looking back, if you have found that you are ready to break free of something, Uranus comes through on Sunday this week and gives you the push to do that confidently. And it gives great energy for you if you need to, let's say, take on a new job, if you're ready to move away from a relationship, if you're ready to start a new phase in your life in any way. You fill in the blank. This is a great week to do it because Uranus is ultimately pushing you to where your soul needs to be now. Okay, so we have that in that energy this week as well. So this is a strong week for our Mercury-ruled friends. Those are people that have their sun, their moon, or their ascendant in their birth chart in the signs of Gemini or Virgo, because that is ruled by that planet of the mind and communication, Mercury. So this is a big week for you, my friends, out there, but for all of us as well. So let's pull a reading into this, kind of pull it all together. I don't have my chakra cards because I let my sister borrow them for a party she had to do. So we're just going to do a tarot reading, and we're also going to pull one of my stones. So let's see what Archangel is around us this week, where the energies are pretty chill for the most part. But what angel is with us as we look back to the past, huh? Who do we have working with us? Ooh, so strong, so strong. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this in so many ways. Oh, yay. Here, let me set my stones down so I don't knock them all over. Okay, so this stone right here is Archangel Raguel. And Jeremiel. Whoop, not Raguel. Sorry, Raguel. Ooh, and Jeremiel. Oh my goodness. Archangel Jeremiel is the angel that helps us review the past correctly. He's the angel that comes to us when it's time for us to transit on to the next realm, to move on to heaven. The life review that flashes before our eyes that they say that happens before we cross over to the other side. He is the angel that facilitates that to happen. But we don't have to be on our deathbed to have Archangel Jeremiel help us review our life in movie format, right? You call on him and he helps us accurately assess. I love that he showed up. This is so cool. He helps us accurately assess what happened in the past and to see it for what it really was. And he helps us determine what's best to do moving forward in the future. So he is around this week. Feeling him very, very strongly. Very strongly. And he's telling me, I can feel it so strong, that there is a Scorpio this week that's watching that has to go through quite a bit of forgiveness, releasing of some things of the past in terms of family. But forgiveness is so important as you look to the past, because you are starting to accurately see that person that maybe you put them on a higher pedestal than what they really were in reality, and maybe that wasn't fair to anybody involved. Yes, Scorpio out there, but for the rest of us, he's here too as well. So let's see what else he has to tell us. OMG, OMG, OMG. Look at on the bottom of my deck. Look who's there. This is Archangel Jeremiel. This is the card of renewal. Oh my gosh, he's so strong. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? This is so cool. Oh, I love this. FYI, if you get yourself a deck of cards, they always say that the angels will always put an extra message on the bottom of your cards before you start shuffling them. Like, that's their gist of the reading that they want to tell you. It's an additional message. What are the odds? It's Jeremiel and the renewal card, and it indicates that we have reached the ending cycle of something, and it's time to really move forward. The exact wording on this, and let me tell you, see, look at his purple light right there, just like that amethyst that I have right here. It helps us assimilate all the information we have around us, but it's about reviewing and evaluating, having a favorable assessment of the facts, and it's time to move in a new direction. Things just aren't working when we stay stagnated and standing still in that comfort zone that doesn't work, or in that comfort zone in our mind from the past where we put things that maybe they weren't necessarily that way. We get too comfortable with it. So, wow, he is there. He is the angel that comes through and keeps us calm. See how these waters are all turbulent around this family right here. It's the same to be said of us when our life feels like that, when everything's turbulent and crazy. He is the angel that comes in and steadies us. He steadies those waters and holds our hand while we wait for those waves to calm down and stop crashing into us. He's the angel that helps us in that time too. So I think that's beautiful. So he is beyond around. Please, please, please call on Archangel Jeremiel right now, God's right-hand man, for helping us to review things. Wow, isn't that great? So I'm going to get another message from him. I feel like I have to do this 3 times, just to get a little bit more information from him. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. How cool is this? The other angel that also is represented by the amethyst is Archangel Michael, the archangel of our life purpose. Now this card, the wheel, as it appears, I see it in so many different layers, but for the most part, what this card indicates is that the wheel of our life moves forward regardless. Divine timing happens in the timing that it is meant to happen. We can't speed up the wheel. We can't slow down the wheel. Things are going to happen in the timing that they are intended to happen. And much like our birth charts or the astrological charts, it's that same idea that there's windows of opportunity appear for us. And we come down into this life with an idea of what we want to accomplish. We have a set mission. We have a set goal in mind for what we want to do this lifetime. And maybe sometimes we don't follow through with what our initial plan was before we came down on planet Earth when we were born. But that's the cool thing. We have human free will, and we have that capacity always to change the course of our life based on what our soul feels is best for it to do. This card also indicates that as well, that some of the things that we have pre-planned in this life to come down for, they will happen regardless, whether that's a new relationship, a baby, a move across country, a new job. There's these things and these points in time that we have pre-planned to happen, and they will come regardless. We just have to be aware of when they're coming. So this is a card that indicates this, but this is also a very fortunate card telling us that going through and reviewing the past and kind of deciding what steps to take moving forward if you need to, that it's a very fortunate energy that's on our side. Archangel Michael, the guardian of our life purpose, is there helping us to see that, understand it, and make the right steps moving forward. Let me tell you what the wording is on this card, and then we will end the reading for this week. But it's a time of positive change is what this card says. A situation that suddenly moves forward, and fortune is on your side. That's the other thing too with the wheel, is that sometimes we sit around and we wait forever for something to happen, and we're like, why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? You know what I mean? Over and over again. Why is this not happening? And then we realize after the fact, in hindsight, that we're glad that things took as long as they did. And then we, of course, see it with clarity, in hindsight. But at the time, we don't understand why. But the thing is, when all of a sudden things do get moving, they move fast. So this is another indication, too, that what you're asking for, don't worry, because when it happens, it all happens quickly. And sometimes it makes us feel like those turbulent waters are around because all of a sudden everything's happening really, really fast. Know that both of these amazing archangels are on our side this week. bringing us that information and helping us, and know that luck is on your side, okay? Especially if you have to let something go, okay, to move forward in the future. So I want you all to know that I appreciate you all very, very much, and thank you so much for watching every week. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you. Bye.